Hello, this is Pastor Goodman, and I want to talk briefly about something that came up as I was preparing for my sermon this week. It's a phrase that you sometimes hear in religious circles. You ask somebody, do you go to church somewhere? Or do you know Jesus? Or what's your church home? A lot of times people will respond more and more so by saying, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. Now, when you think about that, it sort of poses a problem, doesn't it? I'm spiritual. What does that mean? That means that I can experience God while I'm on the hiking trail, or I can experience God when I'm on the golf course, or I can experience God's presence anywhere I'm at, doing whatever I'm doing. I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not religious. Sort of hard to figure that out, isn't it? To be spiritual and not religious. I'd like to suggest that you would have a difficult time being a spiritual person without some religion. I know that religion gets a bad rep nowadays, but religion helps us to understand the basics of what God is. Religion is the church. Religion is denominations here in America. Religion is some of the foundations of the faith that have been passed on from generation to generation so that you have an opportunity to develop your spiritual side. Religion talks to us about prayer. Religion reminds us of the sacraments, especially the sacrament of Holy Communion, in which we can receive grace from God as we partake of the elements of Christ's body and His blood. Spiritual, but not religious? I'm not sure if that can happen. Because to develop that spiritual life, you need to have an exposure to some sort of religion. Now, it doesn't always have to be Christianity. You could have been exposed to Buddhism. You could have been exposed to all kinds of different religions of the world. But to claim to be spiritual without a religious basis somehow is hard for me to understand. We need to have something upon which we base that spirituality. And as a Christian, I affirm that I am spiritual and I am religious. I have learned and I continue to learn from my faith, and that deepens my spiritual walk with God. And so I encourage you to think about that. Are you one of those that says, I'm spiritual but not religious? I encourage you to look at that comment and to examine it. Come to church here, Trinity United Methodist Church, Big Stone Gap, Virginia. We are religious, but we also are in the business of helping people to grow in their spiritual lives as well. So come on out and worship with us. God bless and have a great day, and I hope to see you in church on Sunday.